So far we discussed about the Cartesian system and identifying the quadrants. Now let's do something interesting now. We want to find the coordinates of the following points given over here, right? There will be question like this. You have the Cartesian system given to you, right? And you need to identify the coordinates of each of the points. Now remember the difference between point and coordinate. Coordinate means what? Number of steps either on x-axis or y-axis. But point means what? X coordinate and y coordinate together. So when I say point, I talk about two coordinates. And when I say only coordinate, I only talk about coordinate. So remember this. We want to find the coordinates of this following points, right? So there are P, Q, R, S, T, O, U and V as well. I think the most easiest out of all of them is of origin, O, right? Because I told you that coordinates of origin are always going to remain same. That is the starting point, that is 0, 0. So let's start with that only, O. So first of all, O, that is 0, 0. First x coordinate, then y coordinate. Done. Now let's start with the P. Okay, so I want to find the coordinates for the point P. Now, how to find this? Understand, this is very interesting process. First of all, you want to see that how far away this point has moved on the x-axis. For that, try to draw the line, perpendicular line, right? So that is 4, right? So what about the x coordinate of P? That is 4 only, simple. So 4 it is. Remember, x coordinate comes first. Then about the y coordinate, how above it is, right? How much far it has gone in upper direction or lower direction. Now if we talk about specifically P, it has moved up. So I think, right, it is 6, almost 6, no worries. So 6 it is, right? So coordinates of point P is 4, 6. So let's write here 4, 6. I hope you are able to understand that how am I doing this. Now next point is Q. So point Q it is. Now for the point Q, again you find the distance in x direction, then in y direction. So for x direction, let's move down. That is what? 2. So let's write here for x direction, it is 2. And same for the y direction. So y direction, it is also 2, right? So 2, 2. And if you want to see that both these points are in quadrant number 1 and their x coordinate and y coordinates are having sign as positive, because we know x and y both coordinates are positive in the first quadrant. Now let's move to the next point, P, Q, R. Now R is very interesting point. R is very interesting point. Okay, very interesting point. Now if you want to draw the perpendicular distance from the x, you must be thinking that it is 4. No, right? It's not 4. See, on the x-axis, actually it's not moving left or right. It is only moving on upper direction, and that also on the y-axis. So x-axis, it is not at all moving. X-axis, it is at this point. This point is what? We write at the start only, that is 0, 0. So this point on the x-axis is 0. Very carefully remember that. Okay, so that is 0. And about the y-axis, see, y-axis, it has moved till 4. So 0, 4 it is. Remember, very interesting point. This point is on the y-axis. See, this is the y-axis. It is not in any of the quadrant. No, it is on the y-axis. So whenever you get the point on y-axis, x coordinate will be 0. Remember, because that point R is not moving left, not even right. It is not moving in either of the direction. It is only moving on the which axis? Y axis, right? So whenever point is on the Y axis, that X coordinate will be 0. Okay, so P, Q, R. Okay, now come to the S. So let's write the coordinates for the S. Try to do on your own. That's very simple to do. Nothing much. Again, we'll do in the same manner. First of all, let's start with the x1, x coordinate. So x is -3, and about the y, it is 1, right? So x is -3 and 1 here. So let's write here x is -3, y coordinate is 1. Very simple. Done. P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, T. Again, interesting point. T is again interesting. So here, what are we going to do? The point is only on the x-axis. It is not in any of the quadrant. So you will have only one coordinate and another coordinate will be 0, like we had the case with R. So here, see, it is only moving in the left direction of x, right? So in that case, what will happen? That how much step it has moved? -5. Okay, so -5 it is. Then about the y-axis, is it moving up and down? No, it's not moving up and down, right? It's not moving up and down. So that coordinate will be what? 0 only. Remember, so that coordinate will be 0. So 0 it is, right? So what is the conclusion can we draw? That if the coordinate is on the x-axis, if the point is on the x-axis, that y coordinate will be 0. See, point, where is it? It is on x-axis, and this point was where? On y-axis, right? If it is on y-axis, x coordinate is 0. If it is on x-axis, its y coordinate will be 0. Very interesting, right? Done. So point T is also done. Now let's move for the U. For U, I think that will be -3, right? Okay, again -3, and here it is -5. So x coordinate, we are talking about U. So x coordinate is what? -3, and y coordinate is -5, right? Let's do for the V now. So let's start with x coordinate here. Okay, +5, and here -4. Okay, so +5 and -4, we are talking about V. So +5 it is, and finally y coordinate is -4, right? So this is how we locate the points. This is how we identify the coordinates of the points. Remember, this is the very simple question, right? We are still going to plot it, right? This is just identifying where the quantities are. You know, when we started this chapter, I told you that we want to talk about the location of the point. Simple. So if you want to know the location of point P, you need to move 4 steps in the right direction. Then how many steps in upper direction? 6 steps, right? That will be the location of point P. Same you can do for all these points. Every point in this Cartesian system has its coordinates, has its position, that where it is lying. It is easy to identify. So this is the basic idea behind this concept of coordinate geometry. So this is how we locate when we have the Cartesian system provided, and when we want to identify the coordinates of the points. Let's do next question. It's very interesting one. Again, here we are supposed to find the points and its coordinates, right? But something else is given in this case. Let's take the question. In the following figure, find the coordinates of point P and Q if OP is equal to OQ is equal to 2 centimeter. Okay. So here, what information is given is, let's write over here that OP is equal to OQ is equal to 2 centimeter, right? Let's say, and it looks like that as well. And we need to find the coordinates of points P and Q. So how shall we approach? Remember, this circle is just like, for the given information, it's extra information, right? Even if we don't have this circle, and even if you have only P and Q, though you can find the coordinates of P and Q, right? This is just, they are asking to find the coordinates of the given points in a different way, right? Question is being framed in a different way. The method is going to remain same. So let's start with P. So coordinates of P and coordinates of Q. This is what we are interested in. So let's start. So how shall we get it? First of all, let's start with P. Now P is on the y-axis. Now previously we discussed that if the point is on the y-axis, x coordinate will be 0. So for P, x coordinate will be 0. So let me write over here, right? And for y, see this OP is given 2 centimeter. So where we are supposed to stop on y-axis? At 2. So let's write here, that's 2, positive 2, right? It looks like that only. Okay, for Q. Now point Q lies on the x-axis. So if the point is on the x-axis, y coordinate will be 0, right? So first of all, let's write that y coordinate is 0. And on the x coordinate, here it's given that OQ is equal to 2 centimeter. So this distance is also 2 centimeter, right? On x-axis, right? So 2. So it is 2, 0. Coordinates of point P is 0, 2 and coordinates of point Q are 2, 0. Very simple, right? Just circle is given. You can have some triangle as well, rectangle as well, that we are going to discuss as well. So this is how you find the coordinates when we have the Cartesian system given with us.